Today I'm taking you through the 10 times I've seen Mariah Carey live in concert, including some close encounters and backstage moments. Hey kids, Treacle here, welcome back to my channel. I'm a long-time Mariah fan, as you all know by now, and across the years I've been lucky enough to see Mariah live a number of times. In fact, it's 10 concerts that I have been to, and today I'm going to take you through them. The first 4 times I saw Mariah live were the 4 concerts that formed the UK leg of her Charmbracelet World Tour. So this was 2003, October I think 2003. So there was Glasgow, then Birmingham, London, and Manchester. So these were exciting for me because it was my first ones. I had been a fan since I was a kid, but I'd been a lamb since 2001. So a couple of years later, I finally get a chance to see Mariah in concert. So I went with friends, we got good tickets. We were always rows 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. There were moments at the end of the show where Mariah would let you rush forward. In London, I got right to the front and you're reaching out your hands as she's coming down off the stage, walking along the floor and kind of grabbing people's hands as she goes past. I held her hand very briefly during Hero in London. That was special. I also had some backstage passes. I had backstage passes to each of the shows. I had 2 for each. So I had 8 total. That was kind of through my connections through running my website at the time, mariahcareyuk.com. I personally used one of the backstage passes and I went backstage to the Wembley show in London. So yeah, I've got loads of happy memories of seeing Mariah for the first time in concert. Many years later, in November 2014, I travelled to Sydney, Australia to visit a friend of mine who was working there, who was working with Cirque du Soleil, and it overlapped with Mariah's tour to support the album, the Elusive chanteuse. So I treated myself to a good seat and took myself down to the concert by myself. So this was an amazing concert. I really loved it for many reasons. So I got to the venue, had a few splashes, found my seat, got chatting to the fans around me. They were interested because there was someone from UK by himself. I got chatting to everybody, started to tell them some of my stories about meeting Mariah. I was having a really good time, and then the concert started. Mariah opened the show with the Morale's Triumphant mix of Can't Take That Away, which I absolutely freaking love. So I wasn't expecting that. That was a huge surprise. The concert got off to a great start. From the Elusive chanteuse album, she didn't do too many songs. I remember we had Cry, and she definitely did Thirsty. So Thirsty is where my seating choice really lucked out because I got not the first block of seats, I got front row on the second block. So what happened just before Thirsty began was she said, hey, do you guys all want to be in my new video? And there had been some rumors that Thirsty may or may not be released as a single. So she came down into the audience and she walked around the back of the first block of seats and came right past me basically, and it was an extended intro to Thirsty playing, and she was there flanked by security. Stopped right in front of me, turned around, and yes, and I hadn't been up close to Mariah since like years before when I was doing all my London scenes, rushing around and everything. So that was a pretty cool moment. Totally random to be out in Sydney by myself at a Mariah concert, but it was so much fun. I did get a tour book and I really love this one. I do enjoy a good tour book, and this one we get all of the beautiful artwork from the album. It's some of my favorite album artwork that we've had, and we get photos with her kids, the dreaded American Idol days. We don't like to relive those moments and that drama, but she looks gorgeous. The dresses are amazing, and yeah, studio moments, rehearsals, things like that. In March 2016, I treated 3 friends to go and see Mariah with me at her Sweet Sweet Fantasy Tour in London. So I met my best friend in March 2005 and I said, the next time Mariah comes to town, I'm totally gonna take you. And 11 years later, I stayed true to my word. The Sweet Sweet Fantasy Tour popped up. Happy to have it, happy to have her back in town. And we went to see her in London. It was fun for me because I bumped into some old friends from back in my original Mariah days, from the Glitter, Charmbracelet and Emancipation eras, including Nath and Michael and some other people. It was really fun to bump into them. Other things I remember, James Packer was in the audience, all 6 foot plus, however tall he is. Weren't expecting to see him, but he was there in the audience. We saw him. I do have the tour program, the tour book from this tour. A bit of a random one because we weren't expecting Mariah to be on tour. She's not supporting a particular album. So it's a little bit of a mishmash. We've got some cute moments though. We've got her getting her Hollywood Walk of Fame star. We've got her on the beach with the kids. One thing that's cool in here is there's photos of her with fans, and also she has a double page spread of fans and their tattoos. So if you had a photo with her or you have a tattoo of her and you made the tour book, I bet you were just getting so much life from this. My 7th Mariah concert was in September of 2016. A couple of friends and I went out to Vegas and we made sure we booked tickets to see Number One to Infinity way in advance. We definitely did not want to miss out. So we got some good seats. It was strategic. I made sure that we got 3 seats at the front of a section. So there's all the floor seats and then it starts to tier up, and then it comes down to a point and there's sometimes 2 seats, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. We got what was essentially front row of a section and it was 3 seats together. So I was strategic with that, and again that paid off because what she did for Always Be My Baby was come off the stage and walk through the house. So just like back in Sydney, she walked around the first section, the floor seats, and then walked straight past us. She did not do Infinity at the end of this particular concert because she'd do her 18 number ones and then she would perform Infinity, the song that supported the Number One to Infinity album. But when we were there, she did not perform Infinity. JD was in the house. So instead we got the cute black outfit and we got It's Like That. What I liked about a residency is the ease of it. You can book your tickets way in advance and you can relax. You know, you've got the seats that you want. You're already in the right area. You can go to the hotel as early as you want. You can eat in the hotel and just go through when you're ready. So it's super chill, super relaxed. And yeah, that's probably my favorite way to see Mariah these days. I do have a tour program from Number One to Infinity. This one feels a nice piece of history to have because it really does talk about the records that she's broken. I love the stage designs. We get some really gorgeous photos. And again, as any good tour program should have, we get some backstage photos and some candid moments. So yeah, very happy to have this. My 8th time seeing Mariah in concert was also in Vegas, this time for the Butterfly Returns residency. I had been working across North America for 18 months, and on the last week of the job, a good friend of mine flew out to visit me, and before we hopped on a plane back to London, we decided to go to Vegas for 5 days, and of course we made sure that we made time to go and see Mariah. So this was an interesting one. It was a mixed set list. Fun moments were Can't Let Go, and also Love Hangover / Heartbreaker medley, because I love that from Divas Live back in the day. We sat somewhere different this time and we were on the end of an aisle. And again, I was thinking if Mariah walks through the house like she did last time in the same venue, we're gonna be right there. But what happened was I had a couple of splashes too many maybe, and I really needed a toilet break. So during one of the dance breaks where she finishes a few songs, you know that there's going to be a few minutes while she changes outfits, and there's a little rush out to the toilets, to the restrooms, and I was so slick, I was so quick, but I wasn't back quite in time, and I got back to the door that I needed to go through to get to my seat. Security like, no, you've got to wait. So I was kicking myself, and then one of the guys said, just wait, something cool's gonna happen. And then the next thing you know, Mariah is being wheeled along in a wheelie chair like we've seen, like backstage moments and stuff, and she is in front of house. And there's maybe like 15 of us that were, you know, trying to get back in from the toilets. We all said, hi, Mariah. And then she went in. So rather than coming off the stage and walking through the house, she came in from the back of the house and surprised everyone. So my friend was kicking herself thinking that I'd missed that moment because I only got to come back in halfway through the song once Mariah was safely on stage. And Mariah had gone down the aisle and everything. But I said, no, it's fine, because I was right there. I was like in the lobby with her. My 9th Mariah concert was All I Want for Christmas Is You at the end of 2018. Ever since Mariah started her Christmas tour, I'd always wanted to go, but working abroad and things had made it difficult and I kept missing it. In fact, some friends of mine went without me in London one time and I was really annoyed at that. But I finally got to go in 2018 and I loved it because Mariah is Christmas. We all know this. Seeing Mariah live in concert at Christmas time was just so magical. She's got enough Christmas songs under her belt that she really can fill a set list easily, and then she throws in a couple of crowd favorites as well for good measure. This is something that I hope she continues to do in future years. I would love to see Mariah do her Christmas concert every year if I can make it. Good little earner for her. And my 10th Mariah concert was Caution World Tour in London at the Royal Albert Hall. This felt incredibly special. The album had been very well received a few months prior, so lots of excitement, and I love the Royal Albert Hall as a venue. I've been there many times for concerts and Cirque du Soleil and things like that. I love it. It's such an intimate setting, and Mariah performed Endless Love on the same stage that she did it 25 years earlier with Luther Vandross. So again, it felt like a little bit of history there, and that was really special. Also special was the fact that Mariah is now celebrating glitter following the successful #JusticeForGlitter campaign. So she had a glitter medley moment in there when she was doing this tour around the world, and we were all going crazy for that. So super fun and a beautiful venue. I love the Caution World Tour program, and the artwork for this album is truly stunning. And we get all of those beautiful pictures from the album artwork, some photo shoots, and we've got backstage moments and things like that. She just looks amazing in this. Now, my list was almost 11 because there was another Mariah concert that I was booked to go and see. Do you remember that tour she did with Lionel Richie, All the Hits, is that what it was called? Well, I was working in Montreal and I treated myself to a stay in a very nice hotel and a front row seat to see Mariah perform at Madison Square Garden. I was so excited. So there I was, taking myself off to New York. I get to the airport and there was bad weather and my flight from Montreal to New York got cancelled last minute. Lost the hotel, lost the ticket. I was devastated. I was so annoyed, so angry. And I just felt really bad. I couldn't replace the ticket. I couldn't do anything. It was literally hours before. So the thought of there being an empty seat in front of Mariah in the front row, I felt so guilty. I felt so bad. And a quick little bonus, not a concert, but I did see Mariah perform live in London for her special in 2003, MTV Presents Mariah Carey. That is something that I have talked about in one of my videos about meeting Mariah and things like that. I'll put the link in the description below. That was a really cool experience because it was super fans in the audience. There were only 100 of us. She's there just a couple of meters in front of you performing 3 songs, and they did each of them twice, and then there was a Q&A section as well. So we were there in the studio with her for quite a few hours, so it was more intimate and longer than a concert, and there she was live. So there's a little bonus for you. I always enjoy seeing Mariah live in concert, and of course I will be going again as soon as I get the opportunity. How about you guys? Have you seen Mariah live? If so, let me know in the comments. Where did you see her? What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite song she did? And do you have any requests for her or any wishes for future concerts? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're watching today and you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps support my channel and also means you won't miss out on any future content. Take a look around. I have plenty more Mariah videos there already and more to come. Take care and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers, thanks a lot.